Hi folks, Teresa, Stringfield Ridge Farm. I want to show you something I've been doing that has helping me sleep. And it's good for sleep, relaxation, good to reduce stress. It's also anti-inflammatory. So it also helps with arthritis pain and things like that. So, you know I have used the golden milk, which is turmeric, and I use turmeric and ginger and milk and honey and a little cayenne pepper for that recipe. And I will link that in the description below so you can see the golden milk recipe that I have done before. But I started adding a few other things that has been even better. And you may not have access to all of these things, and that's okay, because you can use whatever you do have. And turmeric is easy one. Cinnamon and cayenne, that's easy enough. I started using the Ceylon cinnamon because it is supposed to be better for you. It has more medicinal property in it than the other cinnamons. So it is Ceylon cinnamon, and I ordered that online. I couldn't find it around here, so I had to order that online. So that may be something you can get, maybe not, but that's okay. If you can get it, great, and if you can't, just use any other cinnamon if you want. So the things that I am adding to my turmeric and ginger and cayenne and cinnamon is my green adaptogen herbs. So adaptogens are herbs that help with stress and anxiety and things like that. And you can use any or all of these, whatever you want. I'm going to tell you what I'm using, and if you have one or two of these or can get a hold of a few of these, then that's great. The main one in here I feel like that has helped me more than anything is the ashwagandha. And I did grow ashwagandha this year myself, so you can too. And I do have ashwagandha seeds on sale on my Etsy. My Etsy store is just Stringfield Ridge, lowercase Stringfield Ridge, all one word together. And I'll put that in the description below also. And I have ashwagandha seeds on there. If you're local, just holler at me and I'll give you some ashwagandha seeds. But I do have it on my Etsy store. It's not very expensive at all. And you can order powdered or dried root of the ashwagandha. So mine is dried root that I done that's in here. These are adaptogen herbs, shatavari, ashwagandha, shashandra, masala, maca, and then I've got tulsi, which is holy basil, and then I've also got cacao in here, which is also an adaptogen. I've got the cinnamon, cayenne, pepper. That's what all I have in here. Now this is the herbs that I added to my daily pills. I take a morning pill that does not have this in it, that has hawthorn and some other things that are good for blood pressure and overall health. So for my nighttime pills, and I also have a video on this, and I'll link that down below too. For my nighttime pills, I added these adaptogen herbs for nighttime to help me go to sleep, to help me relax at night and go to sleep. So I decided to try adding these to my golden milk. And like I said, the golden milk is good for colds. It's good for colds and flus. It's just warming. It warms your whole body. And it's wonderful at night during the winter time, especially cold and flu season. It just warms your body and helps you sleep and all of that. I have a cat playing with a toy behind me. So I decided to add my adaptogen herbs in with my golden milk stuff. So instead of using, with my golden milk, I used milk as my base. I decided not to do that with this because I don't need that much milk at night, right before bedtime, personally. So what I have been doing is with water and then adding milk to it like you would coffee. Okay, so first off, now like I said, you can use any or all of these adaptogens. So shatavari, ashwagandha, cacao, shashandra, maca, masala, cinnamon, cayenne, and tulsi or holy basil. So what I've been doing is taking a spoonful of this, just kind of a rounded teaspoon of that, and then I'd add my stuff that I use for my golden milk, which is my turmeric. I just add probably a quarter teaspoon of turmeric, not a whole lot, don't take a whole lot. You add just a little cayenne pepper. I add a little more cayenne pepper. I know the adaptogen has the cayenne pepper in it, but I add just a little more because of the turmeric. So I add just a tiny sprinkle to help with the turmeric. And then I'm adding a sprinkle of my Ceylon cinnamon, just a sprinkle of that. And that's good and healthy too, but also just for the flavor. It gives it a really good warming flavor also. I'm not putting ginger in here. I do use ginger in the golden milk, and I like to use ginger, but right now all I've got is some grated ginger, and I don't want to put that in here. I need to dry that and powder it before I put it in here, so I'm not using that. And so then you've got that. Then I take and I pour in my water, and I'm using probably a cup. While I spill a quarter cup, I've got a cup in my cup, and then I spilt some. So let's give it just a little bit more. Probably a cup or a little over. I ain't measuring. That's a big mug, so that's probably more than a cup actually. So I'm stirring that around a little bit just to get that dissolved up. And then I'm adding my honey. And this is just hot water, good hot water. It's not boiling, it's just good hot water. And so I take and I add about 2 spoonsful of honey. I want it to be good, you know? You don't have to add that much honey. If you think that much honey would hype you up or keep you awake, it doesn't me. So two heaping spoons of honey I've got in there. All right, just getting that mixed up good. Now, instead of doing milk, normally I would just heat all of that up in milk. For my golden milk, I heat all of that up in milk. But I'm not doing that. I'm just adding some milk. And this is just homemade heavy cream. And I'm just gonna add a good splash of that. This makes it rich and creamy. It's so good. It makes it so rich and creamy. It's almost like a dessert. It's kind of decadent, good for you super drink. Okay, so now I'm taking this little whisk. You can use a hand whisk or whatever. I just happen to have this little whisk, just a little bitty whisk that's made to whisk coffee or drinks, whatever. And it just makes it kind of foamy and delicious. So I just whisk that up. Now you don't even have to whisk it. You could just stir it. I like to whisk it up a little bit and give it a little froth. Oh, it just makes it so decadent and good. Whoop, if you don't spill it. And you could do that with a little hand whisk probably too. Just gives it a good little bit of froth on top, and it just makes it delicious, y'all. Now, this is so yummy and so just warming and good for, you know, good for cold season, but also good to help you sleep, for insomnia, anxiety, stress, and it's delicious. That's yummy. So there you go. Now just add honey to taste if you want it sweeter or less sweet. I mean, it just warms you through and through, and so good for you. So there you go. Try some of this. If you just don't think you can do the green, check below and check out the golden milk recipe that I've done before, and just try this winter. It is so wonderful. You will thoroughly enjoy it, I promise. So give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and watch us on Friday nights at 7 Central.